Good afternoon, everyone. It's your main correspondent, Alan Taylor. And yes, I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. And yo, you know what I'm saying? I know I did the video, you know what I'm saying, a little while ago here. You know what I'm saying? You see it on my channel where I did with Coach Greg Adams and Hafiz and the young lady that was all talking, you know what I'm saying, on the SOS. You know what I'm saying? For real though, this is Coach right here, you know what I'm saying, put his own commentary in, his own 2 cents, or like I like to say, his own quarters, nickels, and dimes in on, you know what I'm saying, the facts of what the hell was going down. So now, you know what I'm saying, we about to listen to it, skip through a few things, real talk, but at the same time, though, too, we about to show what the business is at the end of the day. Let's go.
We combine the education and the entertainment, all right, on here. Y'all be watching some content creators. They be dry as hell. You be like, when you gonna talk about CGA? They talk about they cars in their garage. They talk about they old vagabonds wives, and you be like, they talk about they wrote a book 11 years ago. I wrote a book 11 years ago. Well, you be like, falling asleep. Then they mention my name, Coach Greg Adams. You're like, oh, I can wake up now. We're gonna talk about it. That's the only entertaining part of their show.
All right, hold on. Let's get through it real quick. Let me see something.
And we just didn't get aligned. But it just so happened that was the freaking day that dodged the bullet. Oh my God, I would have been in that fucking video. All right, I would have been all up in there like Mike Rashid and Brandon Carter, all up in the video.
Let's dive off.
People are. My philosophy is related to the general population. Like her philosophy, her what she's doing directly affects her family. Nobody brought it up. Nobody. And that's what I'm talking about. The imbalance of these philosophies, the imbalance of, do we go in hard on women, right? And this is another reason why I didn't go in hard when she challenged me. I went in and I tried to go in and say, I'm going to curveball, because it would have been an easy opportunity for her to play the victim, or people frame her as the victim. If I would have said, yep, you were a stab pilling skeezer, right? It would have been an easy one. She set it up. She asked for it, by the way. She asked for it, but it would have been an easy frame of reference to then, as I was winning the game, I'm still up in the third quarter and this comes up, and they tried me on 3 things towards the end of the game to try to get me to fumble the ball. All right, it was a low blow. Why you frame me as a thought? That would have been an easy one. If I would have acted out of character, that would have been an easy one. Oh, look, all that was, everything I did good would have been nullified, I believe is the proper word. Hafiz tried me with the God thing, and then the woman, Natalia, tried me with the daughter. They tried every damn thing to trip me up. And because they were losing. All I was doing was trying to take a knee. All I was doing was trying to take a fucking knee. I'm trying to take a knee and get out of here with my W. Because I already won by this particular point on everybody. So I'm like, I'm trying to take the knee, run out the clock. Here they is. They chop blocking me. They punching the ball.
So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we all saw, you know what I'm saying, the interview. You know what I'm saying? If you tuned in to my page and stuff like that, you saw the first segment of it, you know what I'm saying, as far as when I did when I did my commentary on the interview, you know what I'm saying, at first, before Coach even, did his own commentary on his own interview. So this is the coach's interview. Of course, I did mine first. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a lot of fucking shuffling going on. I'm talking about, it was so much shuffling, goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? I thought the tap shoes and the salt, the tap shoes and the sand wasn't even gonna work out right. It was just that much fucking shuffling. It was crazy how much shuffling it was. And that's just the God's side of the truth. It was crazy. Let's keep going.
They try to do everything. So this is what I'm talking about. And still, they wasn't able to trip me up because I know how to do these things. That's why I want some of these goofball content creators that got my balls in their mouth. Don't think I'm Don't think I'm a fly by night. Don't think I'm just one of these dudes. All right. I'm a little bit more intelligent. But anyway, let's talk about this. Let me do this. I'm going to take that down. We're going to get to the reaction, but I got to get to some of these contributors, man. Yeah, they late hitting me. They forcing me out of bounds. They trying to strip.
Hold on, let's put that one too.
Just haven't caught up to my stuff. This like to anybody.
Hold on. Let me see, because you know what I'm saying? He really gets off into it. I just finished watching this stream, Real Talk. You know what I'm saying? Coach gets into it. Like, seriously. He really gets into it.
Killed that blue pill guy, free agent for life. Coach Joe is in the building. He says shuffling, but I allowed.
Hold on.
There's something that you want to see. Want to see, let me know. And I think I'm not signed into a YouTube account. So if there's ads, that's a good time to pause. Let's see here. We're going to pull that up right there. All right. So we have it right here. Let me know if you can't hear.
Yes.
So anyway, with that.
Oh, fair use. Excerpts of copyrighted material may be used verbatim. Certain circumstances as criticism, news reporting, teaching and learning, and all of that stuff without the permission from or payment to the original copyright holder. All right, here we go.
Being said, Coach Gret Adams, this is your first time on the show.
See, I was picking the boogie right there. I was like, huh? What? We've been on for a minute. All right, here we go.
Hafiz has been on the show.
Damn.
Been on the show. But Coach, let me understand this.
You hear that? They've been on the show. I ain't never been on the show. All right, continue.
Correct. You're a speaker of truth, from what I hear.
The speaker of the truth. I'm the Bruce Wayne of this, and don't forget, I'm the king of content and the space. That's what you have to
Flowing.
remember.
There
Yes,
it is.
yes, yes.
All right, I had to set the tone right there.
And you're also an author of The Free Agent Lifestyle, amongst other books,
Other
correct?
books, The Evolution and 52 Things That All Men Should Consider Prior to Marriage. That's a long title, but it's
Okay.
called 52 Things.
Right. And the reason they call you Coach, I think it was Myron from Fresh and Fit. I believe he once described you as a defensive coordinator, as a strategy to protect men from women out there.
I'm also
That was Donovan Sharp, by the way, but he saw the Fresh and Fit interview where Fresh and Fit referenced Donovan Sharp describing me as the defensive coordinator. But anyway,
the Buddy Ryan of this. I'm on the defensive side of the ball, but
Gotcha.
but I am the coach. I was a coach by profession at
Yeah.
one point.
What did you
Yes.
coach exactly?
Women's basketball. This is why I know
Oh.
so much about women. I've traveled with women, flew, hotels, all of that. I spent time with a lot of women, and before you get started,
Yes.
it's kind of what leads me into knowing a lot of what goes on behind the curtain.
so I did see a woman in MTR's comment, I believe it was MTR's video or this video, ask why that is significant to dealing with women. All right, I'm winking right there. Why is that? If I'm dealing with young women, why is that significant in understanding women? Well, younger women become older women, number one, and older women past the young phase are obsolete. They're generally obsolete. Some get a second chance, most don't. By the time they get to that 25, 26, 28, 30, you're not dealing with that woman. That woman has become somebody else through her experiences of being a young woman. But anyway, let's continue.
Sure. We're going to revisit that.
True
Yeah,
that.
these,
We'll come
these
back.
WNBA type women out there, are they really women? Well,
That'd be a good,
we'll get
that'd be
into
a good
that.
story.
We'll
There you
get
go.
into that.
Are
And then
they
our
what?
friend Hafiz here from The Roommates. You know him, you love him. He hosts a hot podcast called The Roommates with what's your partner? What?
Chris Belo.
I haven't really spent time with Chris, but I
Yeah,
spent a lot of time with Hafiz.
Yeah.
You also own a men's debonair clothing company called The Standard.
Yes, sir.
And if I could summarize you just want to help men improve in life.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. No, I'm excited about being here. I gotta be a little closer.
All right, okay. I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we heard some of that on when I did my, you know what I'm saying, breakdown of the situation. Let's keep going here.
Peace
Let's
and
move
OnlyFans.
on.
I mean, I'm going, bro, like this gonna be a field day. We're gonna have a field day with this one. Apparently not.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you have a lot of advice for women out there and for men.
Okay. We're gonna take advice from that. That's her repertoire for men and women. Nobody's gonna scold her. Nobody had no scolding for her. They had the business for me. That's why I'm look at my face. Look at me right here. So look at the dynamics. Look at me right now. I know the fix is in. I'm like, the fix is in. I didn't sit here for 4 minutes and like, so hold up. I'm like, yo, what we doing, bro? I know something's up. I'm like, this shit is a setup. All right, hold on for a second.
As well. So
Yeah.
I know we're going to share some of that today. You need to come through? Okay, all good. Natalia in the house. She's always here.
Hello,
You love her.
hello.
You've seen her. You want her. People are DMing. People are DMing me.
here for
What's up, bro?
value.
Hook me up with Natalia. What's the deal? I can't go that far.
I'm looking, dude, you can see I'm shell shocked a little bit. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? There's a girl behind me. I kind of saw her. I didn't know she was a part of the show. I didn't realize she was a part of the show. See,
Damn.
Look, as much as you might say it was a setup, I didn't do my homework either. All right, so I'm like, wait, who is that? All right, anyway.
Nat, fill us in on what you got going on, and let's introduce, and then we'll meet our panel officially.
Well, I first want to say welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It's a beautiful Thursday here in this rainy.
Okay, we're gonna skip on.
Me or Greg or Adam or Ali, if the information makes you a better man, makes you a better father, you may not feel this way, but makes you a better husband. If it makes you better, that's a win. I don't care who it comes from. And so,
Oh, he needs to shut them. He needs to shut them points down. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. He got lost himself. He found himself, and he should have shut it down right there. I think that's where you're going to be better at it. If he's watching, that's where you're going to be better. I'm here to offer advice. Shut it down.
and so I love the ability of unique ideas.
You said
being able
that.
to be discussed today.
Yep, we
and I
said
just
that.
hope the best idea always wins.
I love that. And here's what I'll say, and I appreciate that, Hafiz. I'm not an ideologue, okay? I'm a person who I'm more of an arbiter of conversation, an arbiter of truth, an arbiter of dialogue. I want people to have conversations, and sometimes they might be uncomfortable conversations. Sometimes they might.
Yeah, you just want a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep this real. You know, and that's kind of what it is. You know, yeah, I'm gonna keep moving. You know,
Say,
for real.
you know what, coach? You ain't no shit.
Now that's the next shot at me. They've been throwing shots at me the whole night. Why did he use me as an example? By the way, Adam's a good moderator. All right. I think he more agreed with me than he disagreed. All right. So I'll just say that he's a great moderator. He did a good job throughout this. And but why you have to throw me under the bus again?
In the audience right there, and the Hafiz, man, bro, I gotta tell you, respect, bro, but you're
Oh,
an
there we
idiot,
go.
bro. Or
All right.
Ali, you're gorgeous, but you shouldn't be doing this. Or all good. Everyone, different strokes for different folks. But at the end of the day, what we want is the audience to get clear on what they want in life. That's what we say. We want to get you paid, laid, and do it your way. It's your one life. I don't want you to have to live a life that's not yours.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's so many people walking on eggshells these days, and there's so many people that are
Oh,
just
hell
basically
yeah.
trying to transform what
Tons
they
of
should
shit.
say or shouldn't say.
To the rule, but the data
hell?
shows us, plus
Yeah.
the experience that she expressed, that it's a very difficult thing. And this is what I want men to know.
Yeah.
It is very difficult.
Did you hear that? I said, this is what I want men to know. I use words like know, understand, believe, evidence, real. I don't say feel. This is what I want men to feel.
Many people will simplify it for you. They will say, oh, just do this and do that, and they will lead you on a wild goose chase. And that's my perspective. That's all that I offer. I tell men to not get married, especially when you don't have
Wow.
leverage. However, I also tell you, do not listen to people who simplify this. This is a very complicated thing
Yep.
that most people fail at miserably.
Got it.
And
Let me
this is what I want. people
let me
to
let me tee up Hafiz, because you used a few things there about not getting married.
Yeah,
You said sometimes
if you
you'll
don't
turn
have
it.
leverage.
Okay, if you don't have leverage.
You see, I be trying to clear them up. You know, I don't let people just say you said and you said. He did this. I mean, I'm not saying this intentionally, but people tend to do this. You said don't get married. And I said, no, let me make sure you have it right. Don't get married without leverage. That's a big difference between me telling you not to get married, because then if you say you're telling men to not get married and I say, no, I didn't.
Right.
Show me where I said don't get married. Don't get married. So forever, this context is going to be around leverage. Don't get married without leverage. That's simple and that's understandable.
Leverage. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
and you talk about turning into roommates. Well, this guy is the roommate, the host of the Roommate channel.
Right.
When you're hearing this, you've been married 1 year, and by the way, this guy's a sharp, informed, very intentional guy. My assumption is he didn't just trip and fall into marriage.
He's seen myself before.
Okay, gotcha.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Earlier you said you ain't never heard of me. But now I seen your stuff before. He trying to put me as I'm supposed to be following his monkey ass. Listen. I want y'all content creators to know. All right. Y'all be thinking I'm watching y'all. I ain't watching damn near none of y'all. I watch a very few guys. Very few. And even when I'm watching you, I ain't watching you. I kind of got y'all on the background.
Hey, I'm watching everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, real talk. You know what I'm saying? I do reactions. Real talk. It is what it is. We here. Yep, and that's what it is. For real.
In 2.0 speed. Right? And one of the reasons I stopped is because sometimes the content seeps over from one content creator to the other. Then people are like, that's my talking point. So I was like, let me not listen to everybody, because then I'm getting points and then it'll sound like something somebody else said and then all that. So I want to eliminate that. Number two, I got a mad crazy production schedule. Crazy. And I got a personal life. So what makes people think that I'm sitting here watching all of this stuff? I'm a producer. I produce like way more than I consume. It's like 80% more. I produce 80% more than I consume. To him sit there and be like, I ain't never heard of him, and then say over here, you see my stuff. I've watched one of your videos, Roommates, and I knew right away that I wasn't going to agree with them. I'm not subscribed to you. Neither I'm subscribed to any of these other dudes y'all think that I watch, and y'all send me emails and messages. I don't watch them, and I don't care about them. I'm doing me over here, and none of these people y'all think they may be important to you, but they're not very important to me. Continuing.
Yeah. So you've been very, you're a calculated dude.
100%.
Okay. So when you're hearing Greg say this,
Yeah.
and even when you're hearing Ali say this, how are you processing this
No,
information?
this is really good, and I'm excited about how this conversation can develop, because I think you've maybe did you react to me and AMS's conversation a couple of years ago about marriage?
Go look at my catalog. I did not react to you. I did not do a reaction video. Now,
All right. Let's move forward. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw that in mine too.
there we
So, you know what I'm saying?
I would say that, you know, women talk about, there are women that don't feel sexy or don't feel given attention or paid attention to, or
money, energy, attention, and time. Attention. There it is. You're in your marriage. 12 years in, you don't give me attention. Transactional, you lose the marriage. Here I am again, bruh. Just say y'all agree with me. Just say it's not what you said, is the way you said it. There's attention. As I said, money, energy, attention, and time. We transact these 4 things. This is what men transact in order to make the relationship goes. When the relationship goes, when the attention goes, exactly what I said, bro. Come on.
that don't get their intimacy actually, you know, fulfilled on their end. So, I mean, I guess it's, yeah, I guess I don't really have a direct answer of what I
She ain't got no answer. I'm not trying to diss these guys. I'm just saying this is why it's a clear sweep on my side.
think either way, just because I don't live that life. Like, it's always been the same, my husband and I. Our expectations are the same. We've both been able to be comfortable in our intimacy.
Yeah.
What we call that is anecdotal evidence, right? And so she's probably trying to support her argument based on her experiences, as opposed to me. I'm more general. I can't speak to her. I can't speak for him. I can only speak generally. And some people try to speak specifically about things. I just go in general this, and then this gentleman might have a different position. She might be able to say, hey, based on my experience, but that doesn't help anybody because they are only using their personal experience.
Yeah, I would
Right.
say it's less common for women to be sitting around thinking about. I mean, in my opinion, I've heard it less. And It's
Exactly.
not like something that, yeah.
But back to the fact that you've coached women for 20 freaking years. You've been
Oh,
around
yeah.
thousands of women. Is there some sort of like,
What were the age groups of that?
in
We're
college?
talking about, well, I mean, I probably coached them from middle school all the way to end of senior year.
And do
Right.
you have a
I was
sorry.
like, who is talking?
Sorry,
I was like, who is it? Where this is coming from? Yeah.
Do you
So this is the she looking down at her paper. Let's sabotage this. So as I'm winning, she gonna sweep the leg over here. I can't.
Do you have any children, daughter, son?
I do. I have a daughter and a son.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to them.
Okay.
My son's probably
that's
watching.
interesting.
How old, Coach?
They're teenagers now,
Okay.
16 and 15, back to back. Yeah.
So-
I'm gonna show you where the hypocrisy is in this one. Watch this. I'm gonna show you where the hypocrisy is.
So I do have a question. What would be kind of the
I did coach college. Somebody said, I said senior year through college. Were you listening?
Right.
language you would speak to your daughter about these things?
Watch this. I didn't give the best answer. This is not the highlight of my day. But I'm going to say this. She's going to say, what advice would you give to your daughter? Now, number one, what about her kids and her OnlyFans? We didn't bring that up, but that's neither here or there. Number two, what about my son? This is where I missed the opportunity. All of this stuff about marriage, shouldn't the question be, what would you tell your son about the marriages that end in the disastrous statistically? That's what we should have been asking.
Right.
What about my son? What would you tell your son?
Right.
But no, I shuffled. Yeah, he said I shuffled this one.
Right.
See, this was the one that I'm like,
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You are seen as a fucking workhorse out here. All you supposed to do as a man is grow the hell up, find you a job or a career or something like that, bring in some money and provide for some individual who at the end of the day is waiting on you to die. All they want to do is sign their name to your life insurance policy and watch you drop dead. That's what the hell going on.
like, oh, I see what you're doing here. But anyway,
Does she- how-
16.
16.
Yep.
So like she's getting into like the boy age and all that stuff. Kind of. Look at that
He's
smile.
like, don't
He's
mention
like,
it.
oh no. But what would be like? How do you give advice to somebody who is your daughter, knowing the good and the bad, and knowing that you do want her to get married and find a high value?
why do you assume that? You're assuming I want her to get married. That's what you say. I didn't say that. When did I say that? When did I write that? You put those words in my mouth.
Sure didn't.
How is that language transferred to someone like that?
Well, see, I don't speak to that age group in terms of giving my content. So I wouldn't sit a group of young women.
But there are people who are that age receiving the content.
They're men.
All right, so you see what happened there? I was explaining myself and she cut me off, switched it back. But there are people watching that content. They're not young women. I'm not speaking to young women. So what are we talking about? Young women.
Right.
They're men. If there
Right.
are young men or young people watching me, they're probably men.
Young men.
Men.
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk to a group of women my daughter's age and have this conversation,
Right.
especially as direct. So this personal conversation about my daughter is not relative to who I send out to my audience. So
Gotcha.
I don't target her. I don't target people in her age group. I don't target that. Now, if we have personal discussions about what she should look out for and what I'm looking out for her best interest, I'm hoping that she doesn't come in the spirit of rebellion, which typically is of women that age, because I've coached them. I know this to be true. If she does operate in the spirit of rebellion, as any other Disney movie that you could see, the daughter rebelled against the king father. And it's actually supported in society. I try to have as minimal of conversations as I can with this, because if I send a certain approach to this age group, they're gonna rebel.
So that part's true.
Right.
You don't want to have sit down long conversations. You can give the blueprint of what's going to work. And many times if you are harping on them or overly protecting daughters, which I know, they're going to rebel. So if I prison my daughter, keep her at the top of the castle, tell her to don't fornicate, don't mess with the bad boys, that's exactly what she's going to do.
Right.
They're gonna believe that I don't know what I'm talking about, X, Y, and Z. So I've seen enough Ariel, I've seen enough Jasmine to know that if you push these things in this way to young women, especially young women that are your daughters, it's not gonna be received well.
So how do you feel if like
I don't feel anything.
okay, you don't feel anything, that's
Yeah.
fine.
As she was expecting that. You know what she also should have expected?
What would be your take if your daughter gets married and he's a high value man and he's cheating on her?
Lord.
Like, how do we get?
Lord have mercy. She bringing it out. She brought it out. Now, see, this is the part that I didn't do on my original, you know what I'm saying, commentation of the situation. You know, yeah. You know, she bringing it out, man. Come on.
Get to that.
Let's
Where we
go.
get to that conversation? All right, what if you're getting cheated on and what? I'm talking about sexless marriages. I'm talking about divorce. I'm talking about child support. I'm talking about custody. Where did we get that question out? All right.
They always want to talk about some getting cheated on. Maybe, just maybe, if you stop trying to choose so much excitement in your life and maybe choose something that's actually got some common sense and some logic and a good foundation, maybe your dumb ass wouldn't get cheated on. Oh, but you need that excitement. You need that laughter. You need that entertainment. You need that bullshit. Let's let the crows out. Let the deaf crows out for a second. You know what I'm saying? They got to eat too. You know, we're going to let the deaf crows out. Yeah, they got to eat too. Shit is ridiculous.
And she comes to you in a sense like, Dad, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's going on. Like, what do I do?
Well, as I said, I can offer her some fatherly advice in the
Can
situation.
you give us an example?
No, because what tends to happen is,
See,
people
Mhm.
use this particular argument to try to see if I can change my position.
No,
The
it's
re-
not even a
I,
change in
I
position.
know,
It's
but
just-
see,
it's
this is a very. I know it's
because there's a lot
curious.
of men who are fathers and they think about that and they're like, wait, how do I,
Exactly.
and that would be a realm of like, you know how many, like a lot of men
Cut the crap. Yeah, I'm a father of a daughter, and I know exactly what the hell to say to my daughter and what not to say and when to say it and how to say it and this and that and woo to woo. You know what I'm saying? Because I lived a life, and at the same time, though, too, I've also done what I need to do to get my due diligence to gain my fucking wisdom. As a man. What the hell you talking about?
have daughters out there and maybe they don't know how to have that conversation or like how to seek.
Now, this is somewhat type of projection, right? Which typically she might not have had a good relationship with her father and got some good lessons from the father. So this might be important to her. So she's projecting that on me because I have a daughter. But again, what about my son? Okay. What about my son? The relevant question would have been, how would you advise your son?
Some sense of comfort for a young female girl going out into the world.
The best way to have an open ear of a woman is if she's experienced. So a lot of times if I tell her, obviously that's going to be a situation where she'd be more likely to listen. But anybody that's ever been a father and had young women, and of course, I'm sure you have a father, and to Hafiiz's point, we probably saved a lot of men from being single fathers or at-risk fathers. At this point, when you're dealing with young women, they need to get the experience first until they have an open ear. With men, on the other hand, because they have a lot of places to turn to, but I wouldn't use my content and then try to frame it in a position of what I would do with my daughter, because that's a kind of a personal situation,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
It's a
yeah.
personal situation, because
Yeah.
that way then you say, oh, are
Right.
you telling this guy not to marry your daughter and to cheat on your no,
Yeah.
because my daughter, same way as I wouldn't date my daughter, but I could date people in that daughter's range once she's 20, 25, 30.
So my
So it's
question
not
to
the
you,
same thing.
Gotcha.
Do you want your daughter to get married? Yes.
Yo, bro. So what about my son? Why is everybody going into the dark? You see, to me, this is a disingenuous attack to try to win this game back. It's like they're trying to get the strip fumble. They're trying to get the strip fumble. What are we doing now? What are we doing? I'm very uncomfortable with this.
All three of these men on the platform, you know what I'm saying? And I can understand where coach is coming from. None of these men are mentioning the fact that, so what do you tell your son to do? I can see exactly what he talk about. Okay. Okay, let's just keep this real. Yeah, because I have a daughter too, so I understand. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I want my daughter to be safe, protected, provided for, and every damn thing. Let's not get this twisted, okay? Yeah, let's keep it real. But at the same time too, I also understand what it means to be a man, and you know, where is the help for the young men out here as well? Let's just keep this shit fucking 100.
And they're using this as a way to try to either prison me, or they're trying to get me to admit to something. Wow, you will let your daughter do this? They're trying to do this shit. This is actually bullshit. This is disingenuous. This is an attack. Now, again, remember, there's a woman on here that has teenagers that go to high school, and she busted wide open for the internet. Nobody's asking about them. Nobody's asking about them.
None.
They asking about my daughter.
Right.
Anyway, we're gonna do these super chats.
She can get married if she would like to.
Do you want her to?
I don't think it's necessary.
She said, because you said women, duh, this is a Linda in here. This is a redirect. But we're saying women, but I'm talking about men in divorce. And she's saying, yes, you have this woman has 3 full-ass kids. Nobody brought them up once.
Come on now.
Continue. Let's get to these chats.
No,
For a woman?
For a woman.
absolutely not.
You
Okay.
don't
Really?
think it's necessary for women to get married?
Why?
Western marriage, there's no longer a necessity for it,
Mm.
unless you were looking out for something in the future, potentially if you want to have children. So if she said, hey, I'm looking to get married, I want to have kids, I'd probably say the best context would be to get married. But that doesn't mean get married to anyone. You see what I mean? There are ways that I can level this. Do I want her to get married? Yes or no? Who is she marrying? When?
Yeah,
Where?
but
How
there's-
long?
that's- yeah,
There's
but-
a whole bunch of
nuance.
context.
But-
Yeah,
but to me,
it's just not a yes or no question.
But
So, Hafiz, what's your issue with this? Go ahead.
so it's always an interesting conversation, because to me,
Yeah, I bet it
like,
is.
one of the things I'm obsessed with, and Dr. Peterson talks about this so well, is that the more your words are in line with the truth, the more powerful those words are. And I don't know where you are, if you believe in God or not. I don't know who kind of person you are, but like when you line your words up with God, like that's when, to me, your words.
Hey, when you bring God into the conversation, you lost. You lost. Hey, by that time, when you're bringing God into the conversation, you lost, because that conversation can go about 11 different ways. You eventually lost. You throwing in the towel. You threw the towel into the ring. That's an automatic disqualification. It's an automatic forfeit. It's kind of like if you talk about racial issues with a whole bunch of white people and then you throw in black people, and that's going to be an L, because obviously they can't defend that. Before we get into the God conversation, I got to catch up on a whole bunch of contributions. Just so.
Let's see. Here we go.
His words transcend humanity, and it speaks on this divine level. And so to me, when you're giving advice, your advice has to be as in line with what God believes the world should run as possible. And so to me, the best advice benefits men and benefits women.
Okay. Can we just keep this real out here? How many people are actually living the life, their day-to-day life, exactly by the Bible? I mean, can I get a number? Hold on, I'll wait. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I get a number of exactly how many people on a day-to-day life in this country of the U.S. of motherfucking A that are actually living their life day-to-day exactly how the Bible says you should? I'm still waiting.
That's the best advice. To your opinion, we had 70 years of advice only benefiting women and men suffering as because of it. That is a lie. That is wrong. And the opposite
really now?
extreme is wrong as well. A world where it all benefits men and the women don't benefit, it's wrong. That's why it's about the balance. And so to me, I'm very curious about, I love her questions because it was like,
But hold up. Throughout all these hundreds of thousands of years and all this, when women were expecting the men to go out and hunt and protect and provide and do all this and that, you know what I'm saying? To come to today's society where we have all this this whoop-de-wop and uninsurance and crazy ass crap and a bunch of stupidity going on. You know, now all of a sudden these women they're so strong to, you know, they don't need men anymore and this and that and whoop-de-woo, and but then you take a woman out on a date and, you know, she still expects for you to be a traditional man and pay for every damn thing. But then, she just turns right around in your damn face and says she's strong and independent. What the hell are you talking about, boy? The fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
It's not.
I know why you love it, because he came up with it. He was like, yeah, she jammed you up with it, and I couldn't come up with it. But continue.
I got your question. It was a genuine, serious question.
Yeah.
Shout out my guy AMS. I love AMS. He did a video about, advice I would give to my daughter, where he actually answers the questions directly. And so to me, I
have if you knew me, I have a video doing that as well. But continue.
I'm very interested in those questions because, like, when I would watch Kevin Samuels and God Rest the Dead, and it was so powerful because he would always push women to being married because he knew the beauty and the value and the protection and the safety, like being a woman and being married. Nobody wants their daughter to be 41 years old, single mom, baby mama of 3.
And yes, that's the truth too. Yes, nobody wants their daughter to reach that age and still be single out here. You know what I'm saying? Out here with the wolves. But at the same time, though, too, if the individual chooses their life path, and instead of opening their eyes and see that, well, wow, I've been going down the wrong path, where maybe let me turn around and try a different way and let me see what I went wrong and rearrange some things. If that individual decides to stay in the goddamn delusion, and they become older in life, but they're still stuck in that delusion, and who could help that? Who could help that? What are you talking about? Nobody's making these people stay in these damn delusions.
Here's a point of clarity. Nobody wants them to be, but that's what they end up being.
Right.
See, there's more single women in the history of the United States than are married women. No,
more single women in the history of this planet than it's ever been. And let's just keep it funky. For real though.
Nobody wants them to be, but it seems that that's what they're turning out to be.
Right.
And that's you.
Nobody wants that for their daughter, especially if they want kids. So to me, I think
what do men want for their sons?
Ain't no talk about
the
that.
Conversation needs to be: is this information benefiting?
Yeah, this is straw man.
Both human beings. When you're on Team Men, it only needs to benefit Team Men. If you're on Team Republican, it only needs to benefit Team Republican. If you're on Team America, it has to benefit all Americans. If you're on Team Human, it has to benefit both males and females. So that's why I loved her questions, because I think the best, like, I can give my hardcore advice to benefit men, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, the most hardcore advice that benefits men simultaneously benefits women.
One more thing I'll add to that, and I hope I don't mean to offend you. There's no God in marriage in the United States, so that's kind of misleading, and people will find that out if your marriage is destroyed. You go back to your pastor and you say, "Hey, my marriage is being destroyed." He has no power over.
I had to grab that. I had to grab that energy back. You know what I mean? They tried to make me fumble, but I had to go ahead and.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? When you get your tail up in divorce court or child support court or anything like that, they don't talk about God at all. Why at the end of the day, they've even taken the Pledge of Allegiance out of school because of mentioning God. Anybody want to dispute me on that? I'm waiting. Who's out there? Anybody want to dispute me on that? Because I'm older. I remember going to school saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And I remember the day they tried to, basically, not tried, they slowly but surely etched it out. They did it very quietly throughout the years. They did it very quietly. So, yeah. Let's just keep this real. The only time you hear anything about and you barely hear it then is when you up to testify in court or something like that, and they make you put your hands on the Bible. And you barely hear anything about God then.
Blitz.
Let's
I
go.
had to hit the blitz real quick. I was like, oh, we doing this? Blitzkrieg. I had to go ahead and get the blitz in.
Because it's a state agreement. So I will bring you back to make sure you understand the night council men. There's no God in marriage. That's been gone. Listen, it was a
Right. They've been separated, church from state. Real talk. Look up your laws. Research your shit. They've been separated, church from state. Come on.
It's an old idea. It's absolutely gone unless you
That's
live in
not
an
true.
American South.
So
It is
people on
true.
the West Coast, many people in the East.
It is
Midwest,
true.
there's-
They have been separated, church from state. I don't know what Hafiz is talking about, but obviously he's not. I don't know what the hell he talking about. Obviously, he not paying attention to the planet that he's been living on all these years. They've been separated, church from state.
There's no God in marriage. So
Well,
we
break
know
that down. What do you mean
That's
there's
not
no God in marriage?
There's no God in marriage. So people get married. One of the things that they will do is they will seek counsel with the church. And then as such, the guys will give them guidance and it will be biblical principle. However, they will say we can't do anything until you sign this state-sponsored agreement with family law context. All right. They're not going to have a Bible in there. They're not going to have a Bible in that divorce court. The judge is not going to ask you, do you like God?
Not
And
at
what
all.
about God in your marriage? There will be no context to that. And as such, what is the overriding principle here?
Does he?
But hey, listen, look here. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's 10 toes down, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This one, you know what I'm saying, a little bit extra here. You know what I'm saying? We was checking out the coach, like real talk, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my subscribers. Please hit that like button. Stay 10 toes motherfucking down. You know what I'm saying? Shit, this is you know what I'm saying? Shit. The bottom line news where we get to the motherfucking bottom line of the situation. So, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. Let's keep keeping it real. Mad love. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Show me some love at all times. And like I always say about this time, that, my friends, is the bottom line.